Negotiation skills are very important for procurement. Salespeople receive on average something like 10 times that of the procurement professional. And this isn't just training in negotiation techniques, but today many salespeople get training in things like body language, psychology, even how they can use the spoken language to lead us. We need strong negotiation skills, but there is one more dimension here, and that's really around our personalities, our typical personalities that we find ourselves having in buying roles. Salespeople are often quite driven individuals. They're outgoing, they're competitive, they have a will to win. After all, those are the traits that land the deals. So these traits naturally make good negotiators. But in procurement, we tend to find a mix of different personalities. So we need to understand this difference, and then we need to be able to tailor our negotiation approach accordingly. The secret of success for any negotiation is about having alternatives. If we have no alternatives, then we have no power. But by having alternatives, then we create power. Alternatives can take many forms. By having an alternative, it changes our entire approach to the negotiation and also how we feel inside. Imagine that we're going to negotiate to buy a car. So we might have an alternative that is around buying another car that we can decide we're going to take if the deal doesn't work out. And in business negotiations, we need a little bit more structure here. So we need a process to plan our negotiation. We also need to be able to match our personality to the negotiation. And we need to have tactics, our own repertoire of tactics, in fact. Tactics and techniques and things we can do in the negotiation that we can deploy as we move towards the outcome. So in summary, good negotiation, it's about process, it's about personality, it's about repertoire, but it's always about having an alternative. Cultural differences in negotiation can mean that our efforts will fail unless we can understand these differences and adapt our style accordingly. There's a lot of misinformation on this topic that suggests that all we need to do is avoid certain gestures, to perhaps greet people in certain ways, hand the business cards over in a particular way, and these things are all correct, but in fact these are the small things. The real cultural difference comes in our different personal attitudes to life. In this culture, in our culture, we tend to be individualistic people, people where our wealth, our success, and our betterment drives everything that we do. In other more collective cultures, people are completely driven only by what is right for the group, for the company, for the tribe, for the caste, and so on. So these different cultures drive different behavior. And in a collective culture, it's around preserving face, for example, not risking any decisions that could affect the group, and so on. So we have to understand the underpinning cultural drivers before we can negotiate. Otherwise, our entire approach could fail, and we need to design a winning approach with this in mind. Well, our personalities are pretty much given from birth. We are who we are. We can change behaviors, but personality and behavior play a really important part in a negotiation. For example, if we're going to conduct a hard, leveraged negotiation, but we're the sort of people that don't like to upset other people or find it difficult to be assertive, then we're really not suited to that negotiation. However, with self-awareness of who we are, then we can match our personalities to the type of negotiation we're doing, and then we have a choice. So if there's a gap between who we are, our natural style, and also the style that's needed for the negotiation, then either we can find somebody else who is more suited, or we act. We simply act. And negotiation is in fact all about acting. The more proficient we get, the better our performance. But we need to know who we are so we can adapt.